When the Cowboys called this play at that point in the game for Hunter Luepke, fourth down, you're going to Hunter Luepke, it's clear that they trust this guy. Now we need to talk about it because I'll be honest, he needs more touches. It just is what it is. You don't have to spam him, but he needs more touches. Let's get to why I believe Hunter Luepke needs the ball more. Yo, what's going on, Cowboys fans? It's your boy, Foots the King, as always. Thank you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Yes, I do believe that Hunter Luepke can be the Cowboys' secret weapon, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But before we get to that, listen, if you guys aren't locked in with our dynamic sponsors, BetUS, you need to be. Create a login, get with the program, because I tell you, their website is super, super cool. And like even this week, for example, this is basically a pick'em. Everybody was on the Steelers, and the Steelers are the best team, and their defense is blah, 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 blah. And then you watch that Colts game, and you watch the Colts move the ball on the Steelers, and it's like, listen, this is a very winnable game for the Cowboys on Sunday night. It's basically a pick'em. If it's me, I'd probably go with the over and the Cowboys winning the game. That's just me. I'm just telling you, the Cowboys will have success this weekend on Sunday night, and I actually like the Cowboys' odds. But even if you don't, navigate the website and you get the bonus 150%. Listen, YouTube 150. BetUS has all your betting needs. You need to check them out. Thank you so much, BetUS, for sponsoring the channel. Now, we got to talk about Hunter Luepke. I wrote down a bunch of notes, took it back old school. And to me, obviously the topic around Cowboys Nation is what? The offense just isn't going. Mike McCarthy, he's so still. He's not using pre-snap motion. And I get all of that. But as I'm watching the NFL, obviously offense is down right now. But I don't believe that Mike McCarthy, Dak Prescott, and this offense has even begun to come close to their ceiling. They're literally figuring this thing out. Like, I don't think there's one person watching this video that said, man, Brandon Cooks would be a complete dud, the dud that he's been so far this year. And I think that Brandon Cooks can still play. But then you also have to factor in things like this. Jalen Tolbert is kind of taking a jump. CeeDee Lamb didn't come to camp. He was obviously holding out for his money. He got his money. And it's been kind of a rocky start. We know how things went in the Baltimore game. And we have to say to ourselves, listen, if we can just let this thing marinate, if we can just let this thing cook, I do believe that the offense will be fine. We got to think. Dak Prescott is second behind Brock Purdy in passing yards, and that's with the offense not playing that great. So imagine when they do start playing great. But I want to talk about Hunter Luepke's usage, and I want to talk about the player and the trust that Mike McCarthy and really Dak Prescott have in Hunter Luepke. So from week 1 to week 4, you've seen his snaps go up. You've seen the percentage of his snaps go up. But it's the how, it's the why he's being used. Dak Prescott called Hunter Luepke a baby Mike Allstott. And yes, I do believe that Hunter Luepke is a baby Mike Allstott. He's physical. You saw on the fourth down play the dive. Then you also just saw a flat-out handoff, and he broke a tackle. He has that in his bag. I think the secret weapon in his game is his pass-catching ability down the field. There was a play against Baltimore where he ran a corner route, and I'm like, okay. Exit Luke Schoonmaker, enter Hunter Luepke. And I think throughout this mini bye, I think that's one of the adjustments that you need to make. And I think that's one of the adjustments that the Cowboys and Mike McCarthy will make. So let's talk about usage and exactly how I would use this guy. CeeDee Lamb, that's your one. That is who the defense is going to roll to, whether he's in a slot, whether he's on the edge. Where is 88? 87, that's your 2. It is what it is. When he's healthy, and he did miss one game, but when he's healthy, where's he at? How is he maneuvering in the middle of the field? What's he doing? Now, I said it earlier, with the surprise growth of Jalen Tolbert, starting to stack games, starting to continue to get better, he's an ox guy. He's an auxiliary guy. If you get anything else from Brandon Cooks, that's great. The running back game, we already kind of know who they are, who these guys are when it comes to Rico Dowdle, when it comes to Ezekiel Elliott. I just don't expect much, and that's okay because you have Dak Prescott. But entering Hunter Luepke, I think he can be the guy in the offense that teams forget about because they're using resources on CeeDee Lamb, who they have to double. I just think he's at a point. I think CeeDee Lamb's at a point in his career where the only people who can stop CeeDee Lamb is the coaches, CeeDee Lamb, or if CeeDee's just having a bad day and he's just being doubled and they just haven't found a way to move him around. Those are the only people who can stop 88. Everybody else, there's no shot. I mean, he's that good. Even in the Giants game, and it's kind of been a trend that if I'm mad at Mike McCarthy about something, is that in the second half of games, he's not getting the target share that he needs. But first half of games, I mean, he just completely obliterated Deonte Banks, and he's going to do that to most corners. That's just how good the guy is. The second half, he needs more touches. But now we enter in Hunter Luepke, where to me, it's not just a handoff game. Is now you can use this guy as almost like a second tight end in the pass-catching game over the middle of the field. He has some yak ability. As you watch these highlights, he's really kind of like sneaky good after the catch. So now he becomes that secret weapon that when teams want to double CD and take away the middle of the field on Jake Ferguson, well, now you have him in the flats, Hunter Luepke. Now you have him maybe on a wheel route down the field. You can use him in these ways that is just going to stress the defense out. I'll be honest with you. I think that Lipkey matches up with a lot of the linebackers in the NFL. I'm watching the Steelers game, and I'm like, listen, Peyton Wilson in coverage didn't look that good. I'm hearing that fans aren't even really happy with Patrick Queen out there. So that's another matchup that with Hunter Luepke's skill set, there's a guy who was a really good athlete at North Dakota State. You can use him in that way. So to me, he's the guy and he's the piece while we're all worried about maybe getting another receiver, while we're all worried about how Dak's going to play, while we're all worried about the tackles. I do believe that Hunter Luepke is the secret weapon to this offense. I think he's the missing piece, and I think that you have to get him more involved. What do you guys think? It's your boy, Foots the King, as always. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. Let's run these numbers up. Let's run the views up. Let's run the subscriber count up. As always, thank you, BetUS, for sponsoring this video. Make sure you guys check out the promo code. Get those plays up. As always, man, I can't do this without you. I'm fired up about this game because I feel like while everybody's kind of down on this team, down on this offense, oh, it was an ugly win. We just watched the NFL, and it's such a week-to-week league. We watched teams play sloppy football. We watched Philly get blasted. Like, we're good. You guys let me know what you think about this content. Is Hunter Luepke the missing piece? I kind of think he is. Peace.